Hi, Thomas Joseph Milling here. In the year AD 64, there was a great fire in Rome. Here's some facts about that. The Great Fire of Rome began on July 19th, 64 AD, raging for 6 days before being contained, only to reignite for 3 more days. The disaster devastated the city, destroying a significant portion of its districts, which were largely composed of densely packed, flammable wooden structures. Nero's response in the Domus Aurea. At the time, Emperor Nero was at his villa in Antium, miles away. Upon hearing the news, he returned to Rome and, according to a historical account, took measures to help the populace, including opening his own gardens and establishing emergency food supplies. However, the tragedy became indelibly linked to his name due to circulating rumors. The infamous rumor, the most enduring though highly disputed rumor, largely fueled by Nero's political enemies and the aristocrats, claimed that Nero either started the fire or watched Rome burn from a tower while singing and playing his lyre. The fiddle reference is anachronistic. This image of an uncaring artistic tyrant deeply colored public sentiment. The Domus Aurea. The rumors of Nero's guilt intensified when, in the fire's wake, he began construction of his extravagant new palace complex, the Domus Aurea, Golden House. The immense scale of the complex, which occupied a vast area of cleared land in the center of Rome, convinced many citizens that Nero had intentionally cleared the land for his selfish architectural ambition. The Domus Aurea was a symbol of his perceived decadence and further aligned to the Roman elite and the public. The parties and persecution. Nero used the Domus Aurea for lavish banquets and parties to deflect the escalating public suspicion that he was responsible for the fire. Nero sought a scapegoat. He targeted the Christians, an unpopular and rising religious sect in Rome. Nero initiated the first major state-controlled persecution of Christians, subjecting them to cruel executions for public entertainment, sometimes using them as human torches to light his garden parties. The road to suicide. Despite his attempts to stabilize the city and his efforts to blame the Christians, the resentment towards Nero continued to grow, fueled by his tyrannical actions, perceived moral decay, and massive spending. Political isolation. Nero lost support of the Senate and key military figures. In 68 AD, a series of revolts erupted in the provinces, and the Senate declared Nero a public enemy hostess. Fearing capture and a humiliating public execution, Nero was forced to flee Rome. Abandoned by his court, he committed suicide with the aid of a secretary, supposedly uttering the words, "Qualis artifex perio," what an artist eyes in me.